Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on integrating the exponential function. A special puzzle to warm up the brain cells is on the next slide. The answer will be given at the end. Enjoy. What is the meaning of the following? Good luck with it and see how you go. We saw in earlier videos that integration was the inverse process of differentiation. If we remember, when y equals e to the x, then dy dx equals e to the x. And when y equals e to the function x, dy dx equals function dash x e to the function x. This information is essential when doing the process of integration for e. Integration. The integral of e to the x dx equals e to the x plus c. The reason we have the c here is that's an indefinite integral, so we have to add the constant. And the same, the integral of function dash x, e to the function x dx equals e to the function x plus c. So let's look at some examples where we use these rules here. Firstly, the integral of e to the 3x plus 1. That's very simply a third e to the 3x plus 1. Of course, when we differentiate e to the 3x plus 1, we differentiate 3x plus 1, we get 3. 3 times a third gives us 1, so that'll just be e to the 3x plus 1. So we get back to the original function. And we have to add the constant because it's an indefinite integral. Number 2, the integral of 3x squared e to the x cubed dx. Now please note that for the above example we can see that 3x squared, that term there, is the exact differential of x cubed. So the integral of 3x squared e to the x cubed dx is just e to the x cubed plus c, because that is the exact differential. So when you differentiate that part, you will end up with this term here. Number 3, the integral of x cubed e to the x fourth dx. We can see that function x equals x to the fourth, so we're looking at that part there. And when we differentiate that, we get 4x cubed. But here we already have x cubed, so we just need to adjust the coefficient. So the integral of the original function is just a quarter e x to the fourth. We just have to adjust the coefficient, that's all. And there is our constant because it's an indefinite integral. Number 4, the integral of e to the minus x. So function x is e to the minus x. When we differentiate that, we get minus 1. But see, we have a 1 here, so we just need to adjust the coefficient. So the integral of e to the minus x is just minus 1 e to the minus x plus c. Of course, when we differentiate that, we actually get e to the minus x. Of course, we've added the minus sign there. That's why when we differentiate, we will get e to the minus x. Now, number 5 is a definite integral. See, of course, you have the limits here. So this is a definite integral where we are asked to find the area under the curve. So when we integrate e to the x, we get e to the x from 1 to 0. You substitute 1 in, that gives you e minus e to the 0. Now e to the 0 is 1, so it's just e minus 1. So that's the answer. Number 6, integrating e to the minus x between 1 and 4. So remember, function x is minus x as we saw earlier. So function dash x is minus 1. So adjusting for the coefficient, the integral of e to the minus x is minus 1 e to the minus x. The limits are 4 to 1. We substitute 4 in there. We get minus 1 e to the minus 4 minus, and here is the second term in brackets, minus 1 e to the minus 1. So this part here is minus 1 over e to the fourth, because e to the minus 4 is 1 over e to the 4. And there's the minus sign. Here, minus times minus is a plus. So that gives you 1 times e to the minus 1, which is 1 over e. Now, we'll just swap that around to make it look a little bit better. So it's really 1 over e minus 1 over e to the fourth. And the last example, we're integrating e to the 2x plus 1 between 1 and 2. Function x is 2x plus 1. When we differentiate that, we get 2. So we're only adjusting the coefficient. So the integral of that term is this one. See, we've just adjusted the coefficient from 1 to 2. So if we substitute 2 in, we get half e to the power of 5, because twice 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5, so it's half e to the power of 5, minus a half e to the power of 3, because 2 1s are 2, plus 1 is 3. Now, outside the brackets, we can take out a half e cubed. So we factorise by taking out half e cubed. We're left with e squared minus 1. So just to tidy that up a bit, that'll be e cubed outside of e squared minus 1 all over 2. And that's the answer. Here's a quick quiz to help you. Please check through the video at any time. The answer to the puzzle. What is the meaning of the following? Green with envy. How cute is that? I'm sure you've noticed this colour here. That colour is very important for the answer. And here are the answers to the quick quiz, and the video is at your disposal.